So in this video, we're going to have a look at InspectionWare's version control system, which is a system that lets you save versions of your workspace, and it's also useful for working between multiple developers. Okay, so we start with the environment and workspace, and you're going to set this folder up here, and I've set it up to C server IW as my my server path. This is obviously on my local drive. You should probably put it on your server, and then this is my working folder. So that's the first place I set it up, and let's just save this workspace here. And I'm going to go to my IW project A, and we'll call it A. And then I'm going to go back to workspaces here, and I'm going to do new library folder and call it project A as well. And I'm going to press the check in button, select library, and you see I've kept my names consistent. The local workspace is in a project A folder, and I put a project A folder in there, so it picks it for me. I press OK. I can write a comment. And check in and keep checkout, or check in. And my workspace is now checked in. So the version control system is pretty darn simple. Here's my folder, and project A, a folder is being created. There's a bit of XML to keep track of it. If you want to look at it, it's pretty readable. And this is version 1. So if I go and I check it in again, keep checked out, and there's version 2 here. So we've got a history. And then if I want to go and open it, I can go to here and I can do open local version. I can look at the history. I can get a version and revert it. Okay, so the check-in, check-out is basically what that means is if I'm going to do this and I'll check in my version 3, I'm going to relinquish control, and it says that it's free, so if someone else goes to the same place from their computer, they can get it and they can get the writable copy. So basically, InspectionWare the version control system just lets you have one writable copy at a time. So it's not sophisticated. You can't have multiple developers working it at the same time, but you can pass it back and forth. And I think that's a good introduction to it. Notice up here you've got your version. Your rev is the number of times you've saved since you last checked in. And probably, why don't I cover backups at this point? So backups are sort of another parallel system that sort of happens automatically. There's an option to turn it on and off when you save the workspace. And all that does is it just puts copies in here. And if I put number of backups, every time I save, it'll keep the last 2. If you ever want to get one retrieved, there's a restore backup, and it'll show you what's left. And just to notice the difference, the backups are done on the rev level, so every time you save, it's just cycling through, keeping 2 or 10 or how many ever you want, or none. And it tends to just be more, that catches you when something goes wrong, it crashes, or you do something unexpected. The version control is more your conscious workflow. So this is sort of the backup is your safety mechanism. The version control is your control and your workflow control of what you're working on. Anyway, they're really pretty simple mechanisms. They're easy to use, and you should be using them. The other thing too, backups is probably pretty much always local. Servers, I did do this example on my computer, but at least you should do it on a different hard drive, probably a server, so that multiple people can work on the same file. Okay, I think that's it for this one.